Ellis is dealing with grief after the death of his wife, and he's trying to connect with his son that he realizes he doesn't really know. So, how important was it to have that emotional core, both to your character and the series? Because it makes the comedy just hit so much harder and it's all so much more impactful.
Thank you. That's I love hearing that. Yeah, I think because I wanted this comedy to be um, a companion piece to the kind of comedies I love, like Arrested Development, um, The Office, 30 Rock, but particularly like Arrested Development. That's their conceit is that the family's lost the money, and dad may be going to prison. You need a hook at the beginning of it to kind of ground it and to give it a relatability. And the notion of a family just about to come out of the trauma of the loss of wife mother felt like a really good way to do it. And I have to credit this Victor Fresco, who is the co-creator along with John Owen and I. That was his idea, and it was a really good one.
I've always loved your comedic timing and delivery, and it's in top form and unstable. So, does that just come natural to you, or what is your process like when you're trying to figure out the best way to deliver dialogue?
It's funny. It's years of doing it, so I don't overthink it, and I can trust my instinct and get out of my own way, um, and let it happen. The minute you get involved in the thinking of it and the crafting of it, it dies. But it's very hard to get to a place where you feel comfortable walking onto a set and just letting it all happen without any preconceived notion. Like, if I think about how I'm going to say it, it's deadly. So I have to stop myself from doing that, and that just comes with time. It just comes with time in the saddle and learning to trust yourself, and picking up from my heroes that I've worked with. I've learned a lot from the great comedians I've worked with.
That's so interesting, and I love that your son John Owen does such a great performance in this show. You have to be so proud. But I was curious, like when you're working with him, are you able to separate being his dad and treating him just like any other actor, or is it always kind of there?
It goes back and forth, and it's super trippy. Like, I will. I'll be working with him in a scene, and I'll be like, "Oh, that was mean. I wonder if he really means that." Oh, no, no, no. That's the dialogue. That's right. It's just the dialogue. Or we'll finish a scene, and then we'll congregate with the director and talk about how we thought the take went, and he'll give his opinion, and I'll be like, "Yeah, that guy's really smart. He's so." Wait a minute. That's John Owen. I changed his diapers. Now he's telling me he wants another take. So it's really, really weird, but in the most wonderful, wonderful way possible.
And then my last question for you, you talk about some of the great comedians you've worked with, and your scenes with Fred Armisen are just so hilarious in this show. What stood out about him as a comedic scene partner?
Oh my God. Oh, I mean, Fred Armisen. If I had to make a list of my favorite comedians who specialize in different characters, Fred would for sure be at the top. Dana Carvey certainly historically would be there as well. It was a dream to get Fred. When I asked him, I was like, "Please, please, please." I don't know if he'll do it. I mean, he's Babe Ruth of this, and he immediately said yes. And what he brought to the show is unbelievable. That relationship is one of my favorite things in the show, and working with him is it's a dream. I just struggle to keep up with him, and it's the best.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time today, Rob. And Unstable turned out really great.
Thank you. Appreciate it.